Good evening, everybody. My name is Dwight Hudson with the Baton Rouge Tea Party. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I just want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight and being interested in the debate. If nothing else, I don't know if you all are here for the project, against it, or just out here to get information. Either way, it's great. We always like to start things off with the Baton Rouge Tea Party with a pledge and a prayer. So Miss Stacy Mason is going to come up here and handle that, and I am going to be your official flag holder.
Okay. God, thank you for tonight and for getting us all here safely. I just pray that our thoughts and our words tonight would bless you, and you would help us to give out information and have a civil debate if needed. And we just pray this all in your name. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank y'all. So we're here tonight to talk about the mayor's $901 million bond proposal. And if I could get Cliff, I want to run the PowerPoint thing for me. No problem. Sorry to take your seat from you, man. I know you hear a lot of things out there about the Tea Party, you know, just another anti-tax group and that sort of thing. Well, I'm here to tell you that we're not just another anti-tax group. The Baton Rouge Tea Party actually supports the infrastructure projects that are in the proposal. But because of the Alive project and the mayor's refusal to separate it out from the project, we've decided to take a stand against this bond. We don't feel like it's the right thing for Baton Rouge. And we're going to outline out tonight why we feel that way. Oh, just a little information about the Tea Party. We were established back in March 2009, just a few short months ago. You guys are probably familiar with some of the rallies that we've had on different things on the national level. We do a lot in the healthcare debate, cap and trade, and that sort of thing. We've had the big rally April 15th. We had about 3,000 people out there on the state capitol steps taking a stand against those things. We're a grassroots organization, and that's grassroots in the truest sense that we were actually started by 13 people in the grass in Independence Park. So it doesn't get much more grassroots than that. Nonpartisan. We want to get everybody informed, and we want to stay active in our community. It's all about getting the voters out there, getting the information to them, and making sure that the voters have a voice in the community on the state level and on the national level. Our core values are limited government, free markets, a return to the constitutional-based government, and fiscal responsibility. And really, the fiscal responsibility is where our opposition to the Alive project comes in, and our opposition to the bond. Just to give you a little background on the bond, I know most of you, since you're here tonight, it looks like you're engaged citizens, so you probably already know this stuff, so we'll run through it real quick. August 5th, 2009, Metro Council created a special taxing district, passed to an 8-3 margin. We actually opposed this too. We didn't feel like it was right that folks up in the northern part of the parish were going to be enjoying some of the things that were in the proposal that they weren't going to be paying for. So we did some work, and we asked the Metro Council, and we got active in that. By no means were we the ones that pushed it over the edge, but nonetheless, now the entire parish is voting on it. We also worked, like we said, to get the bond divided. We felt like if Alive is a good project, it should stand on its own merits. It's not right, we feel, to come and ask the voters for this big package with stuff that we really need and stuff that they really want. And of course, the bond didn't get split up. It is all one package, and so we will be voting on it as one big package. So let's look at the numbers. This is the total package broken down, and you'll see this big chunk here is Alive. It's $225 million. Now, cost is a lot to do with this proposal. we say $901 million, but when it's paid out over the 30 years, it ends up being a little bit over $2.7 billion once all the interest and all that's paid. So that's a lot of money we're talking about.
What interest rate is that?
I do not know that, but it is in the economic impact study. But there is going to be, at the end, there will be a question and answer session and all that stuff.
I think 6. Thank you.
6% interest? Okay, 6%. Go ahead, Cliff. This is a breakdown of the sales tax comparison. You can see here, Baton Rouge at 9.5% after if the bond were to pass. And then we're looking at other cities like Los Angeles and New York, with much lower. So that kind of puts things into perspective at what we're looking at, comparing ourselves on a national average. And then of course we have the folks over there in Central and Baker that are looking at 10%. Here we go. Yeah, this is again the $2.71 billion after all the interest is paid. But before I go on to Mr. Fred Dent, we feel like with this bond there's a couple of red flags that the voters should be aware of. Again, is the refusal to split the bond up and let the voters vote on it on separate issues. We feel like that's a red flag because it shows that Audubon Alive just can't stand on its own merits. Another red flag, or that something that you should know about, is the fact that if you read the bond, you'll see that there's no specific language in the proposal that would limit them from rolling the property tax millages forward in the future. So, in the next 4 years, whenever property taxes whenever property values are reevaluated again, the Metro Council could come back and up those again, so the price could keep on going up and up and up. Something else that they won't tell you, or that you won't see in the mayor's PowerPoint presentation, is that should Alive go over budget, or should the project, or should the facility end up running at a deficit, it's going to be the taxpayers that are on the hook. So we could presumably...
That's not true. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. That's not true.
Well, the money will, we can wait till the end, but since you said it, we'll go ahead and address it. The money, and I believe Mayor Holton has even said this, or maybe it was Mr. Futrell or Mr. Monsor, has said that the money will have to come from the city budget.
Who else would pay it?
Yeah, I mean,
Common sense.
the money's got to come from somewhere. But let's keep on going. We'll have a great discussion at the end, I'm sure. Because I know Miss Wells, correct, knows her stuff too. So I think that's all my red flags that I have. But I'll let Mr. Fred Dent come up.
What about the red flag about no private people want to put up for
Well, yeah, that's
a
our
red flag when they're going to wait to build motels and hotels after we pay for them.
right. That's our, and I'm glad you brought that up, because that is our biggest objection to the Alive project, and the biggest red flag that we have is that if Alive were a good project, somebody in the private industry would have done it by now. When you can see that private investors aren't willing to go in there and do it, it's not right to put the taxpayers at risk. And you can look at a city like Chattanooga that did the Tennessee Aquarium, where what happened was they took private investment for the bulk of the project, then they came in with public funds and did the infrastructure around the project. And it worked out great. And if you look at another project, and all this can be found in the business report in the last issue, there was another, I forget what city it is, but it's called Mud Park or something like that, where it was all public funds. It's done terrible. The economic projections didn't work out, and now it's losing money. But I'll let Mr. Fred Dent come and talk about city spending and a little bit about the bond issue, and then we're going to wrap up with what the Baton Rouge Tea Party plans on doing about this bond issue, and we're going to talk about getting the votes out there necessary to defeat it. So, Mr. Fred Dent.
Thank you, Mike.
He's not a fan of microphones.
I have my daughter Judy with me. Judy, raise your hand. And she was born and raised on Confederate Avenue. We have a home there. And we talked about that coming out. We don't get out together too often, so it's a nice opportunity to do that. I work with a group called Tax Busters, and we're against all taxes. We believe that we pay enough taxes as we are currently structured. I don't know what happens to the politicians. They get elected, oh, we're going to do so much for the people. We're going to do this, that, and the other. What's the first thing they do?
Tax.